Einen wunderschönen guten Abend, liebe Wrestling-Infos.de Talkfreunde und herzlich willkommen zu einer Spezialausgabe unseres Podcast-Formats. Denn heute haben wir einen ganz besonderen Gast, der uns im Interview Rede und Antwort stehen wird. Er ist mit seinen 24 Jahren eines der interessantesten Versprechen für die Zukunft des Professional Wrestling und kann sich dennoch schon fast einen alten Hasen nennen. Bekannt durch CCW, AAA, DTU, MLW und seit 2019 natürlich Impact Wrestling. Seine Erfolge dort sprechen für sich und am 18. September 2021 hat dieser charismatische junge Mann die Chance, erneut Geschichte zu schreiben. Wenn er bei Impact Wrestlings Victory Road Pay-Per-View, welchen ihr ganz einfach über Impact Plus bestellen und verfolgen könnt, gegen Impact World Champion Christian Cage um den Titel antritt. Ich freue mich, ihn heute hier begrüßen zu können. Er ist der aktuelle Nummer 1 Herausforderer auf die Impact World Championship, die Inevitable Ace Austin. Herzlich willkommen.
Hello, hello. The number one contender indeed. I'm feeling at the very top right now.
Nice. So, first of all, let me tell you this. So, your CV reads pretty impressive for a guy of 24 years of age. And what's even more impressive is that you already have like 6 years of in-ring experience. I guess you debuted when you were 18, right?
Yeah. Just a little over 6 years total of professional experience.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So before we talk about wrestling, I would like to start with one of my favorite questions. So we all know you as the inevitable Ace Austin, the professional wrestler, but we would like to get to know the person behind the gimmick. So what are your hobbies? What do you like to do if the time allows it?
Well, before the only thing I ever wanted to do was be a pro wrestler, but before I was able to do that, I tried to occupy my time with any kind of just like artistically creative kind of outlets. So I took some film classes in high school. So I learned a lot about cinematography, being both in front of and behind the camera, and some editing and stuff like that. I took like 2 years of that class. I took some graphic production classes. So I learned how to do some silk screen printing for like t-shirts and garments, and I learned how to do like offset printing of like flyers and business cards, and it was really cool. A lot of really valuable just hands-on stuff. I was really involved in musical theater. If it wasn't for pro wrestling, musical theater is probably what I would be doing right now. I just like enjoyed it so much, and I wish I still had time to be involved in theater, and I hope someday. I know someday I will be eventually in some way, but really loved musical theater. I practiced parkour. That was a really big thing for me when I was a young teenager. Same thing with skateboarding. I skateboarded pretty much nonstop for like 7 years with a small group of kids where I grew up. And it was like the only thing we ever did, just like morning, even when it was dark outside, we built a half pipe in my friend's backyard, and we had these big floodlights. So after the sun went down, we could skate on the ramp out back with the lights. So it was just
awesome. That sounds amazing. So I can really relate to most of it, but I'm horrible on a skateboard. So I was that guy that was just hanging out with the others on the skate park, right? But so of course I want to talk about wrestling. So the year 2021 till now can be described as pretty crazy for professional wrestling, especially with the latest alliances made between Impact Wrestling, between NWA, New Japan, AAA, AEW. So what a time to be alive for a wrestling fan, right? What are your thoughts on these recent developments?
Yeah, no, exactly as you said. What a time for a wrestling fan, but also on the flip side, like what a time for pro wrestlers, too. This is an unprecedented time of like opportunity. Like everybody is almost getting a look from somebody at some point. it's almost hard not to be seen by somebody. So I think it's really important it's an important lesson, I think, that like all wrestlers need to learn at some point, especially like on an independent level, is like, are you ready or not? And the only way that you're going to know that is if you're getting looked at. And like, now more than ever, people are getting the opportunity to get looked at. So it's like, are you ready or are you not ready? And what do you need to work on? And I think that's so vital. I mean, you need that advice if you're going to grow at all as a young performer. I mean, I spent all of my time that I possibly could surrounded by people that knew more than I did, because that's, I was taught that's how you get better. You surround yourself with people that are better than you. So that's what I did for all of these 6 years. And that was so important for my growth. So I think that's awesome for everybody. And it's my goals changed so much from when I started wrestling. So I think that now, like, this is another thing too, you don't have to kind of stay on one track. There's just so many possibilities now. You don't have to be married to one idea or one goal for your career. There's so much more to do. So for me personally, that's been great. This idea that I can do all of the things that I've wanted to do. I don't have to pick just a few.
So I get the idea what you're saying, and through your career, you went to several promotions and you won championships pretty soon. But all started, I guess, at the training center of the legendary Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika. So what do you think about the time in their training center? And how was it to be trained by two of the business greats?
Yeah, I'll always say that training at the Wild Samoans was the perfect foundation for my career. I mean, I don't think I could have possibly been given a better baseline to jump off of than I did there. I actually trained with Samu. He was my trainer. He runs the one in Pennsylvania. Afa runs the one down in Florida. So I got to do a few seminars with Afa, but Samu was primarily my trainer for the first couple of years. I don't like obviously the Samoan legacy is withstanding in the pro wrestling, world. And it's been so important for my whole career. Even after I left, my connection with the Samoans has been like a really hard driving point for everything. Everybody that I meet for the first time, inside of the wrestling business, when they find out that I was trained by the Samoans, it's automatically like a positive light on me, because it's such a good thing to be a part of. They know that I was trained with respect for the business and respect for my peers, and like they know that I have the foundation that I have, and that connection is what really opened up the door for me to do just a lot of stuff early on, just because I was trained by them. All I had to say was like, yeah, I was trained by the Wild Samoans, and it was like, oh, okay. So people paid more attention to me, I think, because of that. And so it was really a good choice for a training school.
I think so too. So after seeing all of your careers, so and then you went 2019, you went to Impact, and down the line, I guess you had a hell of a ride, man. So winning championships, contenderships, tournaments like the X Cup, which I have all seen on Impact Plus and some highlight reels on YouTube. So what was the point? When did you know that Impact would be the right place for you to sign? So what did you think when they reached out to you?
2018 was a really big year for me. That was kind of my breakout year, I guess, is what you would call it. Prior to that, I was just working really hard on the indies, and I was doing my thing, and people were noticing. So when 2018 rolled around, that's when I got like a whole bunch of big opportunities just back to back to back. Because my connection with the Samoans, again, the connection I had with them got me extra work for WWE. And that's when I did the 205 Live thing. And that was like right at the beginning of 2018. And I had already been going to Impact shows pretty regularly with Sami Callihan, who was my mentor at the time in 2018. So anytime he had to drive to an Impact show, I would get in the car with him and I would make sure I was there if an opportunity was available. So I did this WWE thing at the beginning of the year. And then right after that, MLW started using me on their program. So it was just like bang, just like all in the span of a couple of months. And then Impact finally, gave us an opportunity to do a match. And it went great. And I think that just all of the success that I was having in 2018, and just I was really proving my worth as somebody to invest in for the future. So Impact was the one that not only made me like just the best, just like the best offer overall, but they were the ones that had the best environment, in my opinion, to start with. Especially I think that spending time in all three of those places and seeing how differently places can be, having so many friends that are a part of Impact, but also seeing how supportive everyone was overall, especially like how easy it is to talk to and get along with management, because that's so important. Being able to communicate with your bosses is like unbelievably important to your mental health in a job.
True.
So seeing all of that, Impact was definitely the obvious choice to kind of start, watering the seeds of my career. So that was the choice that I made in 2018, and I haven't regretted it a day since.
And nice, as you said earlier. So working with the best, I also wrote that down because I think it's like a red line through your career, and especially in Impact, you have the chance to work with such legends as now Christian Cage as the world champion, Tommy Dreamer, experienced others like you named it, Sami Callihan, Eddie Edwards, and so on. Chris Sabin. I could literally just talk about the whole roster. But who were the persons that had the most influence or impact on you?
As far as the guys that I got to actually work with, especially coming into Impact, the first thing I did when I came into Impact was a little program with P. Williams. And that was, such a great way to be introduced, working with, as you said, a legend like that. And then going from that to Eddie Edwards. And it really has been, ever since PD, it's been just like top guys after top guys, just the absolute best that I could possibly be in the ring with and learn from. It has just been consistently that. And I think that's what really shapes. It's what really shapes a performer. It's what shapes a wrestler, is being able to get in the ring with these legends, with these heroes of yours, and being able to it's the make or break moment. You really have to show who you are. You can't let the fact that you're in the ring with somebody that you might have watched as a kid, you can't let that
go to your mind, right?
You can't let it cloud you. You know what I'm saying? We all have to perform at our absolute best, especially if you want to be any better. And I think that that's like the most valuable lesson I learned, is to not be shaken by the person standing across the ring from you. So that's why I think I'm really able to hold my confidence no matter who I step in there with. But it's definitely not lost on me that my growth has everything to do with the people that I've worked with.
Oh, I can totally understand that. This is man, it's awesome. So when I got back to Impact Wrestling, you were obviously new to me, but you were also a person who stood out. So to all of those who haven't seen anything or just small bits of you, which 3 matches of your Impact career would you recommend to them to watch on like Impact Plus, or if it's available on the YouTube channel of Impact?
3 matches, you say?
3 matches.
Probably me and Trey Miguel. I defended the X Division Championship at Hard to Kill against him.
Seen that.
That's probably one you want to watch. It would have to be one of my matches with Eddie. I'm not sure. I couldn't pick one off the top of my head right now, but we had some very important matches for me throughout our program. So definitely something from me versus Eddie Edwards. And then what else could it be? A lot of my X Division title stuff was really great, I think. February 2019 was when I won the X Division title. That was a huge moment for me. I think another one that was really good was when I main evented Sacrifice. It was champion versus champion. You know, it was when I was X Division champion, me versus Tessa. That was huge.
Yeah, totally.
There's a couple for sure.
Yeah, I would say so. So there are a lot of matches the people should watch. But another one they should watch is on September 18th, when you have the chance to step in the ring with the new Impact World Champion, Christian Cage. And you have the chance to be the youngest male champion in the history of the title in the company. Yeah, so
absolutely.
Awesome. What can the fans expect? How did you prepare for the fight?
It's the reason that I call myself the inevitable. What you can expect from me is that I'm never going to go away. It's not like a loss is going to just devastate my world. I know how to turn a negative into a positive, a loss into a win. Inevitable means that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I'm a patient man. I play a long game. Sometimes I might be wrong about my immediate future, but I can tell you that in my experience, especially in these short 6 years, as long as I hold on to that thing that I'm going to do, there's no way that I won't do it. I won't stop until it's done. It's inevitable.
Nice, I like that. So let's come to our last question. I've already cut it on like the forbidden door. Are there already plans for you to step through it? So can fans probably see you in the future at New Japan Strong or maybe AEW television?
I think that I can answer that question quite simply when I say that Ace Austin stepping through the forbidden door is in fact inevitable.
Love it. So, Ace, really thank you for your time and for the chat. I fingers crossed for Victory Road. I'll be cheering for you. And yeah, as our guest, the honor of the last words is yours. So would you like to add something like a little greet for your fans in Germany or to the Wrestling Infos community?
Germany's a place that I have not knocked off of my list yet. So I'm definitely going to be working towards performing in Germany sometime. So expect to see that. and expect to just keep watching me make history. Everywhere I go, everything I do is going to be historic one day, and you are all here to witness.
Nice. As you said, it's inevitable. So really thank you for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you.